everybody, it's Debbie. You're at Your Home, Your Happy Place. Welcome, especially to all my new subscribers. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm really hoping you're going to enjoy the fall decor that's coming your way so much, and I'm so excited. I cannot wait to get back home and start some of the projects that I've set up. But today, I'm still on vacation. We are working. This is a long vacation for me. I don't think I've had one this long in a while. I can't wait to get home, and that's the truth. But we're going right now today, in like 20 minutes or so, we're headed to my nephew's farm. And I think it's in Georgia, which is where we are right now. But we're visiting my brother-in-law and his wife at their home last night here in Thomasville. It is such a beautiful town. I would love to come back. The shops are so unique, and I'll tell you about that on another video. I've just never seen some of these things before, especially when we're talking tableware, which is what we're going to do today, you guys. So I'm bringing you inspiration for fall. This is 7 tablescapes that I have done in fall for the past several years. They include dining room, they include your kitchen, they include screen porch, so you go from casual to formal to everyday. And I think it's fun. Even me, I mean, I did them and I don't even remember. And they're full on decorate with me, so it is a long video. Just fast forward if you don't want to hear. You know how I love to tell you, well, let's see what it would look like with this charger, or why I'm using this particular color, or this didn't work. I love to share that because decor is, first of all, very subjective, and secondly, it's an art. It is not truly a science where there is a proven theory and this is the way it needs to be done. And I love to remind that to people who are so strict on how you set a table. If you're doing something for an event that requires that kind of table setting, absolutely follow the rules. You don't want to embarrass anybody by putting things where they shouldn't be. But in your home, you have the freedom to be as artistic and free as you'd like. And I really encourage you to experiment. So you're going to see 7 tablescapes today for fall, and I hope you enjoy. And I'll see you at the end of the video. So we've been doing inspiration for a little while, and at the beginning I was posting pictures. I think some of you thought that those pictures were my inspiration. I was just giving you examples of what was in my mind, but after the fact. And honestly, I rarely look for inspiration. If I see something that gets me, then I take a picture of it and keep it as my inspiration. But I don't typically look at inspiration before I start a room. I look at what I have. And in this case, I was looking for my plates. I feel like I have at least 5 different options, but I only found one. So I'm not sure where my plates are. And this was not the one I was looking for. So you're going to get to watch me decorate in something that I really wasn't thrilled about, but sometimes we have to take our inspiration from something that, I need to build the room around it. I need to build this feeling for fall in here. And I don't dislike the plate. It's just that I know I had something else in my mind when I did it. So the plates are Pier 1. I have, over the years, bought a lot of plates at Pier 1. And the colors in here are predominantly cream, orange, and green. And there's a really pretty crackle finish on it. I don't know if you can really see that or not. So I have these, and I have luncheon plates, and then chargers and everything is going to be built upon it. But this is my inspiration. If I were we're having a formal dinner, I probably would get a tablecloth. But since this is kind of, well, it's casual and it's my everyday, and we may or may not even use it, I want a table runner, and I love table runners. You know I do. I just, again, thought I had a whole bunch of fall ones, and I do, but they're busy. They have a lot of pumpkins and things on them, which you can't just layer a whole bunch of other pumpkins with those plates, especially when I'm going to use the dinner plate and the luncheon plate. It would be so busy. So this was one of the quieter ones that I have, and it still has my colors in it. It's a green and oranges, kind of a greenish gold actually. So I'm going to start with that. Now I'm going to go ahead and build the outside perimeter with my plates and everything with this table runner, but I'm going to tell you it's not where I ended up. And I may stay with this because I found something this weekend that I'm going to use in the centerpiece. I think I'll play with that. But anyway, for now, I'm just telling you that when I got done with it, it was underwhelming. That's an indication to me that I need to try a little bit more, experiment, play, whatever you want to call it. So I've used these a lot. They're wood. I don't know if I can find them on Amazon, but I will look. They're distressed. I've not seen them in a store. I'm sure I got them at Pier 1. But I love, a lot of times, well, we can get a lot of plastic ones, which are fine. But a lot of times they're very, they've got a lot of scallops and things going on. And so I love the plain look of this, and I love that it's wood because I just really, in the elements of fall, I love using things like baskets and wood and copper. Those kind of elements just really are very natural sounding to me and make me think of the outdoors a little bit. It's very pretty. So the luncheon plate is basically, it's not the same pattern. They definitely have changed it up, but it's exactly the same items on it in color, a little bit more leaves on it. And then, I don't know if I pointed it out, but on the edge of both of the plates is green. I'm using silver flatware. This is really heavy, and I believe I bought it from that Southern Living years ago. It's really beautiful. I love that. Yeah, I will look and see if I can find something similar. So here we are so far. This is a little quiet for me. I just feel like there's a lot of richness in the color, the depth, and this is falling flat for me. Now, it's a matter of taste. Some people may really like this more quiet, subtle look. I want to really play off my inspiration and bring some more of that color in. So right now I'm going to layer another runner on top of that. You may say, why are you even bothering? Because once I put this on there, you're really not going to see that one. I don't think even the edges show, but this is a shorter runner, and so I still have at least my plate on either end is on something, and this is not looking like it's just floating. This runner will ground this one to the table. But let me give you a closer look at this one. Okay, depends on where you're at on it. It's got a lot, it's basically a plaid, I guess, really. But it's got that really pretty green, and of course it's got the orange and then even a deeper orange, a little bit of gold in it, and I just think it really plays off of the plates far stronger than this one does. As you can see, that really enriches the colors, and it kind of makes it a little bit more casual in my opinion, probably because plaid does not say formal in any way, shape, or form. So let's put the napkins out and the napkin rings next. In a previous video, I had mentioned finding some napkin rings that still had the price tags on from Pier 1 that were $5.99 each. Well, this is them. They are beautiful. And each one has a pine cone and quite a few leaves and a pumpkin. But now I got a discount when I worked there, or I didn't work there, when I was an interior decorator as a profession. So I did not pay that for it, but it's still a lot of money. Okay, but they're really pretty, and I'm using them for the first time, and who knows how long I've had them. And then these napkins I also know were from Pier 1. This is not my typical taste. It's very bohemian, and while I like to dress in it, I don't like to decorate in it. But the colors really drew me in, and really they have just about everything that I'm looking for with this tablescape. So this is what we're going to put at each place setting. I absolutely love using my copper, especially in the fall. I love the reflective quality of it. It does take the level of formality up a little bit, and yet it doesn't, because you could have this in a pub. I mean, maybe not in a wine, but you think about a mule or something. So, you know, it can go either way. But I also love how it keeps a drink very cool. And there's just nothing that pops better on these colors than copper. So we're going to add the copper goblets. It's looking nice, but we do need a centerpiece. And what I did was something super simple, grabbing things I had. One element was new, but I didn't really buy it for this. I just bought it and thought, okay, maybe that'll work. So let me grab the elements and show them to you. And then I have something new that I found that I'm wondering, will it even work on here or not? We'll see. So I found these at Michael's this year. Got 2 of them. Thinking, oh, they'll be great on the fireplaces. You know, they're just the right size for my small fireplaces. But I hadn't really used them yet, and I was doing this first. I haven't even worked on my mantle yet. So I decided to grab it. The color was really good. It's a food product. We're having a dining room table. I thought, yeah, that works. And then I really just wanted something in the center that was just a little higher. And this is an old piece I've had for a long time. So I feel like I must have got it at some boutique or something at one point, but it's really old because you wouldn't pay $24 for something like this nowadays. So I'm going to go ahead and set it as I had it, and then I'm going to play with this other piece, but let's see what this looks like. That's okay. And then, as happened in my kitchen, I had all these candles I was trying to find places for. And I found 2 candles that I brought in here. Smell here. Cranberry mandarin spice. It's a beautiful smell. It really does. I mean, it just melts in to the colors. Let me grab this and take this off of here, because I don't want that on there. Okay. It just really melts in. And that's where I was, and I was super happy with it. I still am. But I found something, so let me get it. So if you watch my dear friend Liz on Traditions by the Season, she just did a dining room table last week, and she had this gorgeous dough bowl she got at Home Goods. It's white. And I even commented to her, I just really, 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 really love that. I wish I could find it. And she didn't get it this year. So I was out shopping with my daughter-in-law for her birthday on Sunday. And I mean, my eye caught this. And I'm like, oh my goodness, did I get lucky or what? Look at that. I was wondering if hers was bigger than mine, but now I see it on camera and I think they might be the same size. So, and I didn't necessarily want white. I am so thrilled to have found this. And what was the price? $49. So this is a significant piece. If you're in a boutique, this is going to be $150. So it really is a good buy. Very heavy, substantial piece. So I can totally, and I think you can too, see this down the center, but I kind of don't think that my items work then. I'm just gonna, for fun, take off my centerpiece and see what this looks like. That doesn't work for me. All right, I found these. I showed you in my haul, Hobby Lobby. I have 6 of them. I had already determined I was gonna use 2 of them. I haven't done it yet, so I'm thinking though it's gonna look really pretty in the very open lanterns that I have that have the beads on them. But that's only 2, so that leaves me with 4 more. And this just didn't work for me with just it being so plain like that. So really, in essence, I'm going to cover up the dough bowl. So I don't know how important it was, but it is a foundation. So I could do this real simple. I didn't like when I did that how the leaves were, and it would take a lot of more effort to push them down than to just start this way and go down. So I'm going to put this artichoke into this wreath, and then I'm going to get the other ones and open them up and do the same. You actually do still see the wood. I brought down several pumpkins. This was the first one I grabbed that I thought might work. Now it's lower than them. And I guess I could put a riser on it since I'm going to do the leaves under it as well. All right, so what do you guys think of that centerpiece? I really do like it. I'm still able to add my candles on the ends. It's not overcrowded. It's bringing my 2 main colors from my plate inspiration in, the green and the orange. I really did look for a cream colored pumpkin, and I have one I'm going to show you in a second, but it's going to change this completely. All right, let me take this pumpkin and the little riser away, and then we're going to pop one more option on and make a decision. These have a TJ Maxx sticker on them. So I don't know if they were last year, year before, whatever, but you know, they bring back a lot of the same. The reason I picked it was I was looking to see if I had a cream colored pumpkin that would be the right size to go in there, just to see what that would look like. And when I picked up the cream colored pumpkin, these 2 were attached to it. So let's see how this looks in there. Okay. So do you have a favorite? I think I've decided on my favorite. So I am going to scoot my chairs back and light my candles, and let's do a reveal. Which one did I go with, you guys? Let me know what you think in the comments. There's not a wrong or right answer. I'll tell you, I just love the deep color of that so much more than the faded look. And on this particular pumpkin, I love this big stem and vine coming off of it because it's very much like what I see going on in my inspiration plates. So in the end, am I happier with this than what I had there to start with? Absolutely. I love this way better. And I am so excited to bring you these vibrant colors for fall. I'm going to start with one of my tried, true, and old table runners. This one is, oh, it's Tommy Bahama. You never know when you're at TJ Maxx and stuff. They just have a label on them. So this one's Tommy Bahama. So that it is a deep, I guess a rust color maybe? You can tell. I think it's true on there. It is velvet on the correct side, and then the stitching in this one. So I love these. They're just one tone, and the stitching is the entire design, but it's so subtle. So it doesn't compete with anything in your table. So this one has pumpkins and branches with leaves and berries, acorns, and that's about it. So I'm just going to pop that on the table here. I may have used these on my last summer tablescape, but you can see they're nice and stiff. They're like a starchy type of burlap material, and they're beaded. These are by Martha Stewart, and I did get them on Amazon. I kind of think they came in a set of 6. Layer 3. So for me, layer 1, I did a blog post years ago called 7 Layers of Tablescapes. So for me, it is a runner, which is layer 1, and then the placemat, layer 2. Charger is layer 3. And you've seen them already. Oh my goodness, I am in love with these. Hobby Lobby, they came in sets of, they came in 2 colors. So I picked the darker color. I don't know if there's a color name on it. Somebody asked in my haul, it would have been nice to have prices. And normally I do that. I think I told her I think I was in a hurry. So the price is still on the back of this one. So it was a $5.99, but these were in a place where they were 40% off. So at first look, I don't know, you could get really discouraged. Oh my gosh, what am I doing? This looks so feminine and this looks so masculine. These don't even go together. Ooh. But you know what? You just keep playing. I didn't think that. I'm just thinking it now because I want to help people and I think of what somebody's objections could be. And for those of you, this is a startling point. We brought up how someone had mentioned that I needed to replace my cushions outside. This is what I love about color this is the color of my cushions outside. It is a rust-colored orange, and I usually tell you I can't stand that color, but it is a complementary color of blue, and when you're in the same hues, this is a deep orange, basically, and a deep blue. They look absolutely gorgeous together. I don't know that you've ever seen the plates we actually eat off every day, and I did just move them for the last 2 or 3 years. We haven't been here 3 years. I just lose track since we moved in while it was still being built. I don't really have a start date, but we'll just go with 2 years. In the last 2 years that we've lived here, we've eaten off of the same everyday plates, and I just moved them up because they're white, but they do have a impressed pattern on them. It's a white on white pattern, but I basically have a very similar one in another color, and I'm pretty sure I don't know, but I'm pretty sure I bought these at Target so many years ago. I love the color. It says it's a Thompson pottery. And that's all I can see there. But so you see, I'm still keeping a little bit of my coastal, but it's so subtle. Nobody's going to know. But what I love about these plates is that brown that's just stuck on there that makes them, once I start putting that with the leather, it's really going to pop that out. And it's a beautiful backdrop for the beautiful little plates I picked up that we'll put on next. These are the luncheon plates that I bought. There's 2 colors. So this one has 3 pumpkins on it. And this one has 2. This particular plate has quite a bit of brown, and it is that color. This to me is so stunning. I just love it. I love it. And then here's the one that has less, but it's still, because it's deeper here, it's still pulling out a lot of the darker pieces. And then the navy pops off based on the back of this and the fact that this is lighter. If everything had been dark, I'm not real sure. I don't have anything. Here, just quickly, I like to experiment. Let's just pretend you just had that on a navy plate. It's pretty. It is pretty, but honestly, I think, especially with the fact that there's this little bit of brown in here, that's much, much more interesting and causes the plate to really pop. I think these were from Hobby Lobby, but I've cut off tags, so they could have also been, they sell these very similar ones on Amazon. So I will link those below. So then I'm going, if you saw the box of leather napkin rings I bought at Hobby Lobby. So I'm just I've got these folded like that, and I'm just gonna roll them up. And then I'm gonna wrap this around. All right, there it is. It's kind of like a little bow, but it's not. So I wanted the fringe going down, and I wanted this going down, because if I had done it backwards, it just wouldn't have been very pretty, I don't think. I lost count on my layers. Table runner, placemat, charger, dinner plate, luncheon plates, that's 5. And I'm thinking that the napkin ring, or the napkin and the napkin ring, make it 7. So that's kind of where I go, because your napkins don't have to be set apart. They can be a part of the plate setting, like under the plate, things like that. I remembered some flatware I had, and so I went downstairs because I knew it was in my husband's bar, and again, I have no idea. I used to find a lot of this stuff at Target. I don't think Target carries stuff like this anymore. So pretty. I'm trying to see if you can see it here somehow. I hope you can see it. Anyway, it's wood. It's a beautiful piece. It's a lovely, nice weight. I'm going to set these out, and we'll get the goblets. I thought about there's so many options, but I really wanted to pull, I know it's not navy, but it just, you can get away with a lot of different, I mean, not aqua blue. Aqua blue would not have worked on here, turquoise blue, but cobalt blue is close enough to navy that it really does, it perks up the table. So we've built an absolutely beautiful table setting or place setting, but now it's time to add the art to the table, and that's going to be building a table centerpiece, which if you've followed me for a long time, you know sometimes I struggle with. I just grabbed things and over the course of several days, I kept adding to where I ended up with this. And I'm telling you, I'll stop each along the way and show you this was the first, then I added this, and I'll let you know how I did it. So when I bought these last year, this is what I had in mind. I thought I would have them layered on the table. In fact, I have 4 of them, so I was going to layer it. I mean, I still could layer it even further, another. But I ended up putting them on my mantle instead. And so this year, I just thought, I really wanted something. There's a lot of green in there, which I'm not using. I'm astounding myself. Last year, I was all about green. And I'm not doing this intentionally. It's just not showing up in the navy. But there's no navy in this. So this is more of a grounding base. I need to fix that. I've only got one hand, so I'll fix it. This is a grounding base for what I'm going to do on top. Next, I saw this in my treasures. It might have been something I got new last year, but I remember showing it. So it's very soft and spongy. It's velvety, and I really liked the color. It wasn't screaming yellow. It's definitely gold and quiet. And so this is what I did with it. And it's not used to this now. There we go. And I was done. So that was my first stopping point. And honestly, that's beautiful and it's enough. But I didn't stop. Next, I thought, would it be nice? And I tried something else. It was much too high. But I did find this, and this is not something you've seen yet. This was in the Hobby Lobby fall, so this is also 40% off. It was so reasonable. So $7.99, so $8 with 40% off. That's $1.60 off of $8. It's very lightweight too. And then there's little wooden legs. It also provides a nicer stability for the pumpkin. And it's just the right size. So there I was, and then I stopped. Next I thought, okay, I've got no navy in there though. I'd really like to pull a little navy in. So I looked at these. I love the texture. This is burlap, little orange stitching, metal. Not quite copper, I guess a bronzy leaf. So I decided to do that. But I had 4 of them. So I kind of stuck one out on the side here and over here. And I like the touch of navy it added. And I thought I was done. And then yesterday, because we were having a birthday party, I was like, I still had stuff sitting out. Like, where's this going to go? Where's this going to go? And I had a stash of candles. And I thought, okay, well, I'll just add them to the table. So here we go. And so let me tell you whatever the scent is of this one, if I can read it. Let's see. because they probably have them again this year, or they will. Pumpkin spice. All right, and I don't remember. I feel like they were $7 last year for each one, which is a really good price. So let's take a closer look. My inspiration today is from plates that I got years ago at Pier 1. You know, somebody told me they found one of the plates from Pier 1 that I had in a recent video on Etsy. So, you know, guys, look around. Maybe you can find them if you're really in love with them. And I also noted as I was doing this, I look at my art in my room. This art has a lot of colors, but as I stand here, you can see a predominant dark color. And because I'm going into fall, I am looking to pull out some of the darker colors in my house. And this house does not have white cabinets. It is totally not what my other house is. It's the opposite. So I think they're, I can't really remember the color name, but they're just close as they can. I can tilt you a little so you can see, to black. All right, I'm going to show you my plates first. They are so gorgeous. So they're kind of aged looking. There's a little pattern in the background. You know, there's gold and I'd say a teal blue, and that's a prune. So there's 4, and these are lunch plates. If you're new and you don't know, that's where I invest. I invest in luncheon plates. I don't buy tons and tons and tons of sets of dishes. However, I do have quite a few. But for holidays and things like that, I would prefer to invest in a set of 4 of these, or if I have a table of 8 or 12, I'll get, you know, multiple packs. But I'm going to buy something with personality on it that will communicate the season or whatever I'm going for. So this is French, I guess, pomme. I took French for 3 years and I don't even know. I guess that means apple, which looks a lot like that plum, right? Or prune. That was a prune. And here we have a pear. And then, did you know in French the grapes were raisins? I did not know that. All right. So that's the inspiration. And I carried that inspiration throughout this whole great room. So you're not going to see all of that today on this video. I am going to concentrate on the table, and I think that'll be it. I like to do little decisions. I always make my own. You don't always agree with me, but whatever. That's what we do here. What color plate would you put with this? I mean, I used what I had, did not buy anything. And that was, I mean, it made my decision for me. And I'll tell you that in the end. So I found this. I feel like I had another type of gold that was a little bit more muted, but I couldn't find but one of those plates. And you guys may be going, what, how could you not find them? Aren't they in your cabinets? Well, we were moving for like 5 years. So we've had stuff in storage for so long. It's all out of storage. We have not gone through every single bin, not at all. But I did find enough of these, and that really pulls out the color of the fruit, which it will on all of them. So that works. I like that. Those gold plates were also pure white. I will link similar or something that I like if I can't find the exact same thing. I can't, that one's messed up, but it doesn't matter here. So this one's, oh, I love that. You can kind of see there's a hammered pattern to that. This, when I saw this, I was like, oh gosh, I would love to do that. And then put a gold charger behind it. In fact, I'll show you one of the chargers I brought. Since I didn't end up using these at home, I brought these. And I thought that could be a really cute setting, but I only had 2 blue plates. And that's what made my decision for me. So, we're gonna start with, what do I start with all the time, you guys? A runner. Let's go. I know I brought probably 3 runners with me, but when I got here, there was a runner on the table, because sometimes I'll start a project here and then it's time to go and I don't finish it. So I must have, and I probably had already shown it, and it was the sunflower, which I don't have any sunflowers here, but it really doesn't show up. I'm just getting a really rich gold color here in that velvety feel. And somebody asked me about a table runner the other day. Unless noted, all table runners come from either TJ Maxx or Home Goods, always. They're $19 usually, and I mean, there's such a variety, and I wouldn't even know where else to look for one except on Amazon, which I have bought some on Amazon. This is a very long runner. And so I try to keep, I have a square pedestal underneath. So I line the base, or, you know, this part of the chair is going to be lined up to that. So that's how I do it. And that way, the runner, it doesn't really matter how long it is, it's not going to land in the lap of my chair or in the lap of a guest. When I got down here, these were on, which I love these. These are from Hobby Lobby, but I also have found them on Amazon, so I can link them. And then I had these laying in a closet. I can't remember where I bought them. They weren't expensive. They're just those little, kind of like straw. I bought this to stage my mom's home when I sold it years ago. And why would I even go there? I was thinking about that color up there that you see in that picture, but the truth is, I think you could even see this on camera. This almost comes across as a navy blue when I put it next to that, which is a true teal. But when I put it with everything, it just didn't work. It was not the one. So we're going with this burlap. I want to say something. Most of my comments are so amazing. I think I only have I've had probably 5 in the lifetime of my channel that were not wonderful. And they weren't even that bad. One was, but most of them are not. But lately I've had this one person, and I answered her the first time, I'm not answering her anymore, who's telling me she just wants to see the finished thing. Stop showing what you're doing. I hate decorate with me's. And I want to just put it out there for anybody who's not commenting that feels that way. As an interior decorator, the philosophy of my channel to make your home your happy place is I'm teaching. I'm teaching you guys to have more confidence in making selections and trying new things. And I love to show you why I make a certain decision. And even this week, somebody told me that, oh my goodness, your fall and your coastal don't go together. And I know she didn't mean anything bad by it, because she truly didn't. And that's fine. You know, that for me is her honest opinion. While I had probably 10 other people who specifically said, I love your fall and your coastal together. It just makes it so clear to us that we're individuals, and that's why we don't want to just see what's out there in a magazine and go, oh, so gray's out. I can't paint gray anymore. Or, the color of the year is, I don't know, mustard. I mean, I don't know. I think I might like that. But regardless, the point is, you do not have to follow those rules, right? And so that's kind of my goals. I know I'm telling you a lot, but we've got a lot of new people, and I just kind of want you to know why I do explain everything, because some people don't like the explaining. And if you don't, you guys, I don't mind. Fast forward. If you like what I'm doing and you want to see it, just fast forward. Okay, I went to Kirkland's today. I was feeling really bad. When I stopped going to Pier 1, it was because I stopped my decorating business. I used to give them a lot of business, and it wasn't till a year later they were out of business, and I thought, oh my gosh, I'm the reason, because I spent a lot of money there. Well, I haven't been going to Kirkland's lately either, and I don't want them to go out of business. It's just hard when you go into TJ Maxx and Home Goods have so much variety at such amazing prices. But I just wanted to say, I went into Kirkland's today, and a lot of their fall is 50% off, and some of it's 30% off. So I don't know if anything I bought, this looked like fall, but I feel like I paid full price for it. But when I saw this, I told the lady, because it's right next to a Home Goods, I'm like, I'm going to look in here, then I'm going to go next door, and then I'm going to come back here. But there were only 4 of these left, and I knew that I needed them. Okay, is that not beautiful? I love it. It's definitely the fall, but it's in my gray blue. And this is just everything that I was going for in this room. I don't know how much they were. I'd have to look at my receipt, but they're packaged in a set of 4. So also I want you guys to know this. When I'm decorating, especially when I'm dealing with what I have, which is often, I'll get comments where people will say, oh, you need this color or you need this. And it's like, okay, but I don't have it. And so again, I'm trying to make you guys see how you can make it work with what you either have, or when you can't find exactly what you wanted, still you can make something happen. And sometimes, oh my goodness, sometimes it comes out so much better than you thought. So, where I at first just really needed these gold plates, then I found the blue ones and I really needed to do those. In the end, these are the ones that are going to make the magic happen. Look at how well they go with that runner. I think this is going to be really pretty. Okay, I'm going to show you 3 different centerpieces from simple. Oh, they're all simple, really. I found this I'm sure I got it at TJ Maxx or Home Goods. It is definitely like a wicker type or a straw, I don't know what. I picked it up partly because it's got that color I'm looking for, and partly because I've had a bucket of hydrangeas with this color blue in it in this room since we moved in, and it's one of my favorite pieces. I just leave it out year round, so I thought, well, why not? Third, you'll see in a minute, but let me say, this is all you got. You just got a basket, get some stems, pluck it down in the center. You could be done. I mean, I don't have my glasses and napkins up, but just saying, you could be done with that. Also, add a couple candles on either side. Again, you could be done with that. You want me to grab some? Sure, I will. But these candles, I was very attracted to because of the lid on them. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. And then the smell. This is called Sandalwood Myrrh, and it's DW Naturals. And this is from Home Goods for $9.99 this year. But it's got that gray-blue scent. And then we're adding that wicker texture to it. And isn't that cute? I love it. This next one, I know you're all going to go, keep that one. I know you are. But when you find out where it ends up, you'll understand. So this was my first pick. I put this down. This is old. I've had it for at least a year. Velvet pumpkins, navy blue, and cream. And then we've got the blue hydrangea in here again. The candles are called Sage Pumpkin. They are real. They smell divine. I bought them this year and last year at Home Goods. Oh my goodness, it is gorgeous. So I just want you to see how many different ways you could do something. Now, if I was going to put this on this table, I would have only used this height so that I wouldn't have to move it, because right now that's a little tall. I mean, I can probably see this person and I know I can see that person, so it works, but I still would have kept it lower with that candle. And you may be going, why do you have two? Usually people put the tallest in the center. Well, they came in packs of two, and that doesn't make sense because I could have put two small ones and one in the center. I don't know. When I put it where I ended up with, I loved doing it different. And that's just what I chose to do. Okay, this is gorgeous, but it's not the one we're going with. All right, the last one. I'm choosing it because it's very different. And I actually had it on my coffee table. And then when I needed to change some other things around, it was just like, okay, let's put it here. And this is old. It's interesting. Sometimes I can find these on Amazon, but this is for the company that I used to have an account with as an interior decorator called Uttermost. It's very heavy. These are very nice. They're glued on. Over the years, a couple of them have come unglued. But they're very much in keeping with the same tones, which I'm going to grab a plate here. Well, actually, I'll grab one that's got the, oh, gosh, it's so heavy. Let me adjust. That's got the pear on it. So as you can see, this is a really good option. Now, again, it's that one thing. So could I add candles on either side? I could, but I'm not going to. I want it that simple. I'm going to have my glasses and my silverware and napkins, and I just don't want anything else. So there we are. The next thing I wanted to choose was napkins. And when I came up with this, I'm like, what are you thinking? First, I saw these in my collection. They're beaded, they're gorgeous, they need to be ironed. but they just have no personality on their own. Even with a, well, maybe with a really elaborate napkin ring, but not with what I'm using. And these were in my haul. I actually just found another pack of them. I got them here in St. Louis like a month ago, and I was just at Home Goods, and I just found another pack. So now I've got 8, thankfully. But this matches something at our other house. So, but I'm not using it this season. So I thought, let me use this. And it's just nothing. Ugh. On a whim, I grabbed some napkins on my way out the door. And it is I don't know. Okay. I want to show you something, but I don't want to show you yet. So I'm not. But okay, we have a muted gold or tan. I'm not sure. To me, I'm calling it gold, but it's probably just tan. And the key in this one is that there is a deep blue in there. And so when I put this against this, it's really drawing out the gold and a little bit of the blue. And that rust is, I mean, orange is the complementary to true blue. So if I'm muting my blue and I'm muting my orange, that's actually a complementary color. And it's probably, oh, I don't know, tertiary color, maybe a tertiary color to the goldish yellow. So regardless, this is where I'm headed. I really don't have that much pattern. I have a piece of fruit on a plate, and the rest of it is pretty solid. So I'm just going to do your basic. I mean, I could do all kinds of fancy stuff, but I really rely on my napkin rings, and I just like to do something where I pull. One of the things I found with this one, there you go. Got to make sure that it's covered. So I'm just going to do that. I think I'm going to put it at the top of the plate sideways, because again, you don't want to put something like this over your plate because you're covering up the main attraction. And on the side, it can work, but if you're going to put your silverware out, you can't put your silverware on this. Now, could you tuck your silverware? I don't know. Let's try it. Somewhere in my life, I have some wooden, but they're not wood and gold, they're wood and silver, I think, flatware that I was wishing I had with me. But now that I'm going to try this, how good it is that I have gold. And this flatware I bought when we bought this house. It is a matte gold. I decided for some reason that, it's a long story that I'm not going to get into, but I decided to do gold accents. So I'm just going to I may fluff this napkin around a little bit to make this all work. Okay, because I'm doing it this way, maybe like picnic style, I'm not going to be putting in 2 forks. I'm only going to put in 1. So we'll see. And now I might put it on the side. All right, I tried it both ways. What ended up happening is, when I put this in, like so, it's really pretty. When I start tucking in gold, it lost the whole shape. I mean, it just became a gold mess. So not going to do that. So I'm just putting them on top of the plate like this, or like this.
I will open up my eyes so I can see the light. Oh, and I'll try to spread my wings so I can fly. Oh, and the darkness starts to fade. Feels like things are gonna go my way. I'm gonna let the sun shine in the day.
Okay, I just wanted one more opportunity to show you the colors here. I have that beautiful gold that is in the plates and the runner. And then as you move up, that blue. And there are different shades of blue in here. All right, you guys, I am really thrilled with this table setting. This is my fall table setting that has the only pumpkin you see in it is right there on that charger, which you can barely see. And I'm just doing this partly to make the point that everything fall is not always necessarily pumpkin. And I went pumpkin overboard last year, so I'm kind of restraining myself this year. So it doesn't mean there's not going to be pumpkins in this house. There will be, trust me. But I had these plates, and they really are dripping with the colors that I was bringing in for fall. So as we move throughout the space, you're going to see how it's coming together. I wanted to talk about my inspiration for this space. I showed these to you when I picked up the cups. There's 4 different cups of dogs on them, and I got these at Hobby Lobby this year. And I had some dishes already with dogs on them from Pier 1 from years ago. I still haven't run across them. One of these days, I will have them, and I'm going to put them somewhere and know where I put them. I keep them for fall. But these are adorable. And so how I grab inspiration from here, there's so many things. In this one, I could see, this very beautiful cable knit. So that could get incorporated into a pillow, or, maybe even a placemat or table runner or a throw. And it doesn't have to necessarily be that color. I'm just looking at that item, that element. And of course, we've got all the leaves and pumpkins. But what caught my eye as I was decorating was the bushels of apples. And just now, as I'm showing it to you, I'm seeing the green pears, which is interesting. I just bought a bag of green pears because we had company and I was making some kind of unusual fall salad. So this is my inspiration. So let's see what I do with it. I'm not using a table runner, surprise, surprise. I probably have one that would work, but I just didn't feel like I needed it. I was keeping it very simple out here. I don't have a lot of fall placemats, and most people wouldn't even think these are fall, but I thought I was going to find those particular plates, and I knew they had some kind of a smoky blue in them. And so I thought I'd be playing off of that. So I happen to have 4 of these hem-stitched placemats, and so that's what we're starting with. Okay, and then I see that these were from Hobby Lobby. It said they were $1.99. What a deal. They are really pretty. They are plastic, but I really love the distressed look, and I probably use these. I kind of think I used them maybe in my summer table, but not out here. I just move things around. I'm not sure if I've used these this summer, but I'm sure you've seen them. They are melamine, and I don't know if I bought them this year. I doubt it. They're Tommy Bahama from Home Goods. They put them out every summer. As you see, I'm sticking with that same smoky blue color. So repeating the pattern. All right, I did not find my plates. So what did I do? You know what I did. You know. I went to Hobby Lobby and bought these to match the cups. And then, of course, when I got the plates, that's really when I saw the apples. So that really made me think about how, there's pumpkins in this too, and the pears. So it kind of influenced a little bit of my decor. With the exception of that first dog I showed you over here, the rest of them have a hint of blue in them. I feel like that there's blue in this deep gray charcoaly doggy, and then this one's full out wearing blue here. So, and then as we know, blue and orange are complementary to each other, and in this same space, this is where those cushions shine. So yeah, every year when I'm in a certain colors frame and I think, oh, my orange isn't working, it works so well many times of the year, and I love that. Normally I don't put out cups like this, but because these match, I'm going to go ahead and set the table with these little cute coffee cups. And believe it or not, people were having juice out of them this weekend and milk and whatever. Maybe I spent a little time in the family room. And yes, I spent some time in the beginning end of planning some of this. But when it came down to really putting it together, I had to work fast because it was literally, we're doing this, we've got company coming, we're going on vacation, decorate as fast as you can. And I felt like it was almost like a challenge. Like, here's 6 bins, go decorate a room. I felt like it would be a good show for HGTV or something. So I'm not bragging on this centerpiece whatsoever, because it was one of the things that I said, okay, that looks like it could work. Let me throw this in there. Let me throw this in here. Done. I love elements of metal for fall. And this is, I don't even know what you want to call it. I bought it years ago from Southern Living. They had home decorator, whatever, in home shows. By the way, they must be opening shops. We have one down on the landing, and I went in it, and it was very cute. I really enjoyed it. I took pictures and was going to share them, and then my camera gets full, so I deleted them. But anyway, they didn't have anything like this. But anyway, this is what I'm going to use for my centerpiece. I happen to have a whole lot of these wreaths from last year that I had on the back of my dining room chairs. So it's the perfect size. It fits inside of it. I picked this up last year at a boutique. I know I had 2 of them, but so far I've only found the one, and that made it a perfect opportunity to be used inside a centerpiece. I also picked this particular candle up. As you can see, that moves at the same boutique. Looks like I don't have batteries in it yet, but it is glass. Oh gosh, that is wax, so it will melt. Well, I'm going to have to be careful with this out here then. So far it hasn't melted. Well, I thought about the pillows for the chairs. Last year, normally I don't look back, but since I made that marathon, I saw the little butterscotch plaid pillows, and I loved the whole look. But again, I don't want to repeat, and I really wasn't looking to buy more pillows. I figured I would figure something out with what I have. Sometimes when you see something, it's like, if I pass this up, it's not going to come back to me again. So I was in TJ Maxx walking through the little pillow aisle, and here they were. I walked by them a couple times, and then I came back. How could I pass that up, you guys? And while I don't own a pug or the other 2 dogs, which I guess I can't tell the difference. I know they're different dogs. This pug's been in my husband's family and still are. So those are kind of special. So and look at the little 3D. I don't know if you can see it, but the scarf has little fringes on them, and the flowers have embroidery on them. And last year I did sunflowers. Now, you haven't seen me do a single sunflower yet, but it just happened to be on here. So I think ahead too. It's like, well, this is something in my stash. So this will work with my sunflower decor at some point. So anyway, they had 2. Actually, they had 3. And then this is that time where some lady goes, oh, if you want another one, there's one over here. Well, there were 4, so I went ahead and bought them at TJ Maxx. And I do like lumbar pillows in these chairs. They're very comfortable. I kept mine in the other day when we were having breakfast. join me today. We're doing one of my most favorite things to do, which is a tablescape for fall. So in the dining room, let's just let the magic happen. Join me. So you know what I'm starting with. I don't know if I've used one. I think I did. It's the embroidered. So this one's got pumpkins and leaves. I just love these. Get them at TJ Maxx or Home Goods. They're under $20. Next. I wasn't sure I was going to use these here. So I told you, I think I picked these up, well, on my last haul. And it's exactly the same fabric as the table runner, same manufacturer, Tahari. I love this deep gold. You know, if you've watched my videos when I chose my palette for fall here at this house, it was going to be a yellow gold and a cranberry and a dark green. I love the plates I'm going to use. They're Pure One imports, so I've had them for years. And also, you know, I'm minimizing pumpkins this year. There will be pumpkins in this room, but rather than go with all my pumpkin plates, I've just chosen things that still have fall colors. And this has some of the green in it, and the golden, and the cranberry, and a little plum and blue. So I really think these are pretty. I only have plates and bowls, I think. I don't have lunch plates, and I don't have coffee cups or anything like that. But it's all I need. But the fun thing I want to show you. So I say people are queen of this and queen of that. I do think I'm queen of the chargers. So I just wanted to give you an idea of how different it can look. I selected 3 chargers from my stash that would definitely work with this plate. And I just wanted to show you the different looks you could get with it and see. I mean, I already know what I'm doing with it, but I just wanted to have fun and give you that opportunity to see. Okay, the first option is this wooden distressed green, which I did get at Pier 1. And it would work great in here. I have a green cabinet. We've got the green in the wallpaper. And honestly, green goes with anything. So I'm going to put the plate on. And you see right away what it does. I mean, the greens in the plate blend and just pull this in together with it. And then the other colors, the 3 other colors on here just pop a little bit. This is a great setting for casual. I'm not saying super casual. I would still do this for Thanksgiving. It's gorgeous. I love the wood. It brings in something that's an element that's very beautiful. But let's try something else. This one is definitely dressier. Again, though, I'm using something that's distressed and wood. It looks great on. When I started this project, I didn't have these placemats either, so that's playing a little bit differently with it than before. Okay, now this one I'm not as in love with, because I'll tell you what it does for me is this is much more white than this in here. And so while my plate pops, I feel like it's just a detraction. However, because of the gold here, this looks kind of cool. Now I'm going to take this away and see what it looked like before, because why would I have left that in there? I still am not in love with it. So it would have been ruled out pretty quickly. And then this one I bought last year. I'm pretty sure I got these at Hobby Lobby. And they are plastic, although they don't look it. And while they are gold and they're kind of brushed like a little bit of distressed or antiquing, I feel like the scallops on them and some of these other details make them a little cottagey, which I love. The huge difference you see here is now the green kind of pops, and the gold and the pears is, I don't know, I'm just really enjoying this. And of course, this is the one I decided to choose. There's not ever a wrong choice, you guys. Some of you may really, really be drawn to this one more and wish I would have used it. But we're not all made the same, and so that's what's so wonderful about your home, your happy place. If this was your house, you'd pick whatever color. I mean, ooh, can you imagine what a plum would look like on here? Oh, because plum and gold are amazing together. Even a cranberry. Wow. Okay, let's set the table. Notice how this gold is popping also off of this white or creamy velvet. I love that. I was a little concerned once I knew I was going to try these gold placemats that I was messing up the way these were looking. But I think I don't know, I'm happy with how it turned out. So excited to use this. So I got this in one of my hauls. I did 2 hauls for fall. If you missed them, go back and check them out so you can see where I got things in case you're interested. This was a home goods find. I don't recall the price. I kind of want to say it was about $30, but I don't remember. And there we go. I'm going to place it right there. It's hard for you to see, but once I start filling it in with things, I think you'll be able to definitely see it better. I didn't buy a new garland. This is something I had. The colors are not overly orange, and they definitely have a little bit of green in them. I mean, they are definitely orange. I shouldn't say they are. So I'm just going to wrap. I'm going to fill in with gold pumpkins. You could do this 100 times and it'll look different every time. Now I'm going to just put in some pine cones that I picked up from the yard. Not this year. And last, I'm going to put in the sunflower candles that I bought at Home Goods. Again, they were in my haul. The smell is amazing. And I may have to come back in with something for the base to make these not be, you know, leaning. They're not perfectly straight when they're in there. They're not bad though. I think that was less than 5 minutes to a centerpiece that's just gorgeous. This is using one new candlestick holder and new candlesticks. Beyond that, I had everything else. And it just, you know, it really, really sets off the table. Lovely. It would be nice to have electric ones if you were going to have dinner, but I love the scent. And, you know, I don't know. I kind of love some of the old-fashioned things when people actually did use real fire. I've decided to go with gold. Obviously, that's really the right choice, unless you had some colored flatware or maybe a wood type, bamboo, anything like that would look really handsome. But I don't, and I have a few sets of the gold. I pulled out gold cloth napkins. I'm sure I bought these at Pier 1, and they've been in the napkin ring, which is why they look like they do. I considered doubling them with one that had some beading on it, but when I did it, it just became a detraction because I have the printed plate, and then my napkin ring is so beautiful. So let me show you that. I absolutely adore these. Look at that beautiful. I mean, it's just gorgeous. Unfortunately, I could only find 4 of them, and I know that I have probably 12, but I couldn't find them. So I'm going to mix. I don't let things like that bother me. For this size table, this will be, the 4 will be on the 4 that have the placemats, and then I'm going to do a completely different ring, same napkin, on the head and the foot of the table. And you can do it either way, with it this way, but I like it this way because you see more of the plate right up front. I'm still trying to hide that tag. There we go. Oh, goodness, I broke it? Okay, let's fix that. I see what it is. Okay, here we go. Oh my goodness. Pretty, right? Okay, I'm gonna get the others and set them out. My last 2, I'm using a jewelry piece of, I mean, it is a napkin ring, but it looks more like jewelry. But it has my gold in it, like my pumpkins, a little cranberry and a little rust and maybe brown. And I'm just doing exactly the same form mat, and I'm going to poof that out and put one on each plate. Okay, yes, I need my glasses. I'll do that last. But you might think I was almost done, but I know a lot of you love it when I add the wreaths to the back of the chair. And I really didn't have fall wreaths, and I could have just done a bow or something, or kind of taken a pick. I mean, that's a great idea. Get a pick or a little bunch of picks, like 3, tie a ribbon around them and tie them around. If you've got like a single post you could do. There's a lot of ideas you could do. I mean, it would be really cute to do something on the corners. You know, you see them in the back a lot, but how about right on the corner, like asymmetrical all around? Anyway. Okay, I must have gone through 5 different wreaths while I was shopping Hobby Lobby. I'm like, okay, let me grab something that looks like my inside of my centerpiece. And then you can kind of see a little bit of my mantle, which will be a future video. But I have gone through 3 different wreaths up there as well. And these are all wreaths I had. I didn't buy any new wreaths this year, I don't think. Well, I did, but that's for outside. So then you'll see that later on a different video. But anyway, in the end, when I saw these, it was like done. I don't even care. They were a couple dollars more than the ones that I was going for. But when you see it, you'll understand. This reminds me of a few things. We've got the pear from my plate and a very dark pumpkin, so we don't have any bright orange on here. We've got a muted green, which I'm loving. It looks a lot like my plates, you guys. And then there's a sunflower that's not crazy bright yellow on twigs with just little pieces of just beauty on them. Lots of little pine cones and nuts. And these were $9.99, then you get 40% off. So, okay. What was I going to hang them with? Well, I had bought that burlap that I had spoke of. I really never showed it to you on my front porch. And I bought some dark green ribbon. And I thought I would double because the burlap was this wide and the dark green is this wide. But then I started thinking about the gold, and I really wanted the gold. And so I went on Amazon and I found they came in a package of 3 of these. They're on a wooden spool, and it has, if you can see, it has a frayed edge. So I can't wait to try it out and see how that's going to work. Got to go get some scissors. I got to detach all the price tags and all that stuff from these, and then I'm going to start tying. I just wanted you to see close up what this looked like. Isn't it pretty? It is cloth, but it has a satiny sheen to it, but very, very pliable. There's the back of my chair, except the 2 on the end, as you can see, that one over there is a whole different back on it. So I think I'm going to tie it through here and then just let the bow drape over. So I'm going to wait before I add a bow. I'm going to make sure I have enough to do all. I'm sure I do, because I have 6 rolls like that one, and that one's not hardly used at all. But I do love this ribbon. I am going to be buying some more of it for Christmas. I'll have it linked below in my Amazon stores. Forgot my glasses. Already blew out my candles, so I just wanted you to see how pretty it was once I added that. This is an odd odd area, but I'm going to be doing a tablescape. Really simple, but powerful. And it's really in the use of color, I think. Okay, let's talk about the inspiration. So it's just a table. It's in this area that is, well, of course, the walls down here are white, but if I turn this around, you're going to see all of our cabinetry that is totally black. And then you've already seen the family room over there. I was doing the storage unit over here and organizing things and ran across a couple of pillow covers, and I thought, that's really pretty for fall. I should pull that out. And so this is it. And it's interesting, I was just looking it over, and when I was putting the inserts in, and it's from Pottery Barn, so it's not new for sure. And it's, again, a classic print. And then I thought, I know, what am I going to put with it? Well, I mean, here's the exciting thing, you guys. And I may not change it out, but I am trying really hard to be aware of the next season as I'm picking things out. And so, as you can see, I could just go with red for the other pillows in here. And it would probably bring on a real Christmassy feel. But for now, for Thanksgiving, I am using gold. And these are also pillow covers that I bought, I think, on Amazon. I think. These are really pretty. And together, it's a beautiful statement. So I moved the table out so you can kind of see what I'm going to do. I'm going to start with the gold on the outside so that I end up with the print next to the center. And as I go, I'm going to, from each end, I'm going to overlap inward. It's just a nice way to add upholstery without really adding upholstery. This is all old. It wasn't ever bought to be used together. Not one, well, maybe one thing was bought to be used together. You'll see in a minute, but none of this. It's just different times it was purchased, and yet pulling it all together is so much fun. So I'm going to start with my placemats, which I found in my Thanksgiving bins. These are very much like, well, they were from TJ Maxx. They're very much like some of the table runners I have. They're just one color, and then this is acorns and leaves, and then a beautiful pattern stitched into it, and they're velvety. The fun thing are dishes for me, and I love telling you that I hate things and my mind changes. I've been telling my husband I want to get rid of these dishes. I can't stand them. They're so not me. They're not my colors. Well, we've thrown that out this fall because I've completely changed as far as color goes. So I'm not going to show you the big plate. First, I'm going to start with the one I hate. And here it is. And why do I hate it? I'm not a fan of rust. These are just not my colors. And I just don't really love the design in this. It's not quite the same kind of design as that. I don't know what it is about it, but I don't love it. And yet, paired with this, what's going on here, it's so beautiful. So I'm glad I didn't get rid of it. I'm sure that, yes, these were from Pier 1. I mean, I know why I bought them. I bought them to stage a house, I'm pretty sure. And, oh, the back is green. How pretty is that? And you can see, I've never even used them. The price tag's still on. These I've used. So these are also from Pier 1, and they are close enough of a red to frame this out. So I'm not using a charger. It's a dinner and lunch or salad plate. I think all the flowers look the same. the color story is just beautiful. It's picking up the gold. It's picking up the cranberry, even though it's not, it's rust. It's close enough. And then it's picking up the green in the pillows and the green pillow because all of those colors are there. I love this. It's so warm and inviting. I could totally have a Thanksgiving meal down here. All right, let's do a runner. As you can see, the table is not that deep, and I have picked some pretty large placemats. So an ordinary runner is not going to work out, but I happen to have this one. I remember using it last year and going, I don't even know what this is because it's so short. But look, it is perfect for this. And I'm not even truly in the center. I could move these a little closer, but I'm not going to because we're not going to sit out here. This is a walkway. I've got seating here. So no one's going to sit out here. And then I'm going to add a little centerpiece. This is a dough bowl that I picked up at Kirkland's 2 years ago, and I just filled it with a lot of green balls. Now, you may be going, oh, I'm not really seeing Thanksgiving or fall or whatever. I have the fall colors. I don't think everything has to have a pumpkin in it, and I could fill this with pumpkins. It would be glorious, but I have the most subtle pumpkin right there, and I think that's all I need. However, if you want to take it one step further, I don't know if I have enough of these, but let me grab one. I do have some little pumpkins. So if I want to dress it up and top some napkins in there and all of that, I could keep on going. So this is when I find that, oh yeah, I happen to have more of these little pumpkins that I could put on the plate. I have this very bright gold, and then I have a little quieter gold with a quieter edge, and then I have a multicolor which has the green barely sticking in it. So I'm going to try these out. I think I'm going to try them under the printed plate. So let's just play with napkins real fast. So I'm about to show you 4 different napkins. I only showed you 3, and it just reminded me of a Bible story. Samuel was sent by God to anoint a future king, and he went to the family that he was supposed to go to, and the father brought his sons proudly. Ooh, one of them's going to be anointed to be king. And Samuel looked them over, and he knew they weren't the ones. And he said, is everybody here? I'm paraphrasing, you guys. Are we missing somebody? And they're like, well, yeah, our little brother, he's out in the fields. He's tending the sheep. And, I think they talk about David's stature there. He's not king material in everybody's mind. People that knew him most said, that's not a king. He chases the lions and the bears off of the sheep. I mean, come on. So anyway, I couldn't help but share that story because as I finished with the 3rd napkin, I remembered I have a 4th napkin upstairs. I don't love it, just like I don't love those dishes. So I didn't bring it down. I went and got it, and I kind of think it's the one. So it just reminded me of the story I had to share. So let's look at the napkins. So I showed you the pictures, and you can tell me what you think. I know we won't all agree. I wanted you to see it with the pillows as well, which is a little hard, but here we have that one and that one. and that one, and that one. So, do you know which is my David napkin? Well, this is it. It's not the most attractive green, and yet, oh my goodness, is it the same green in the plate? Yeah. I probably bought it at Pier 1 way back then. I really think that's the one for me. Since we're next to the wine closet, I decided to go grab one of the wine buckets in there. This was something, I've had this for years. I actually have two of them. It's leather, real leather, and rope, and it's supposed to look like an antique fireman's bucket. And so I like the warmth of it versus all the silver ones that I have. So I'm just going to pop a bottle of wine in here. It doesn't show much because this is a really deep wine bucket, but supposedly you can put ice in it. I've never used it, but I'm going to add that to the table, and then I'm going to add just some, yes, my copper would look beautiful, and I have the copper. But I think I'm just going to add some clear little glasses so it doesn't take up any space, visual space. I could keep going. I've got garland in there and all kinds of things. Actually, that would be kind of fun in here just because I'm not going to put ice in it. What do you think? Let's just try it. This is beautiful, beautiful garland, and I'm sure I could be using it in here somewhere, but I think I'm just going to do this. I'm going to fill up oh, there's pumpkins on it too. Oh, wow, yes. Okay. This is design play, guys. This is how I play. And if I want to see this, I could put it on a riser. Let's see what I got. I put some coasters in the bottom. We'll see if that puts it up high enough. Oh yeah, perfect. There's tape on here from the last time I've used it. Now I'm going to let this cascade around the bottom of the bucket. That was fun. It may take away from the table a little bit, but I really am enjoying it. So I am going to leave it on here. You can see a little pumpkin, some of the beads, and there's the top of the bottle. Now, if that's stirred up any inspiration for you guys, colors that you're going to be using or colors that you didn't think about that you'd like to do, anything at all, from the centerpieces to I don't know, the napkins, etc. Let me know in the comments. And I just love table settings. They're so easy. My hardest thing is my centerpieces, and I am going to be working on some of them next week, I hope. And I want to bring you my first 2025 Tablescape next week. So I can't wait to share that with you. If you enjoyed the video, please don't forget to give me a like. It will help the channel get to more people. As far as links, I just encourage you to shop my Amazon storefront or go to some of those older videos that you saw from fall. They're in my fall playlist, and check out those links. If it's still available, those links should work. I wasn't able, when I filmed those, I was not able to link things like Hobby Lobby and Walmart, so those links wouldn't be there, but pretty much you can find that stuff at the store if it's still available. All right, I will see you next time. I am on a journey to Tupelo, Mississippi this evening, and then we'll be home. But my next video should be on Thursday, and I can't wait to join you then. Thank you to all my new subscribers, and for everybody who comments. I so appreciate it. For all the viewers, you're the best. I'll see you next time. Bye.